Who's your guys' MVP? Talk to me about it.
So I know the league consensus right now is Josh Allen, it seems like. And I don't know if that's changed since last week, but I think it has to be Lamar Jackson. Like, how do you not give it to him?
Why?
Because his numbers are better than Josh Allen's, and
They're not.
his team, yeah, they are. And his team is just as successful. Like, so here's why I think Lamar is not leading the conversation, even though his numbers are better. And we can pull up the numbers in a second. One is voter fatigue, and I think we see this with we talked about the NBA a little bit with Nikola Jokic and like Embiid winning it that year. Like when you've already won it twice, like Lamar has, I think the league just doesn't want to keep voting for you. So that's one. And two is a knock I've heard on Lamar is that he has weapons where Josh Allen doesn't. He has Zay Flowers, he has Andrews, he has Derrick Henry, blah, 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 which is fine. But I've never been one to penalize guys for doing what they're supposed to do with a good team around them. Like, all credit to Josh Allen for doing it with Keon Coleman and Dalton Kincaid. That's fine. And I watched Josh Allen play the best I've ever seen a quarterback play in the game against us, like legit. So I wouldn't hate if he got it either. But for me, it's Lamar, you know?
So after the Lions game, I came on here and said, I think that Josh Allen is the clear-cut favorite. He's the MVP. And just basically crown him, give him his award. That has changed. And I think, maybe that's just recency bias with me. But like last week, Lamar balled out. Josh Allen had a mediocre game. And I think that that kind of tipped the scale. And when I was talking about Josh Allen, after the Lions game, I did preface it with saying Lamar still going to have something to say about that. Like, as good a game as Josh Allen had against us, Lamar still had 5 touchdowns that week, 290 yards, another 65 on the ground. Like, bro, he played out lights out that week, and he hasn't stopped. Like, he's played lights out this season, bro. And outside of, I think, the one bad interception a couple weeks ago, what is it, only 4 picks for the year? Like, bro, I don't know, just the way he's playing, and this is I'm not discrediting what Josh Allen has done either. I think this is one of the tightest MVP races we've seen in a long time, and you can make an argument that both guys deserve it, but man, the way Lamar has just done it week in, week out it's been pretty impressive for me, man.
So, Lamar's got a 1,700-yard running back. Lamar's got a Pro Bowl receiver. Lamar, in one of his biggest games this year, only scored 16 points against Pittsburgh, and he looked like ass. Against Philly, he looked like ass. Josh Allen literally lost all his offensive weapons. He lost his number 1 receiver. And he still hasn't stopped. The reason why Lamar's stats are he's still balling, is because Lamar didn't secure anything yet with all that he's had. Josh Allen's been chilling for 2 weeks. It comes with the play. I don't think you reward someone for playing with their food. I don't understand that. I think he's been playing well because he didn't play well at certain times of the season. They're literally chasing Russell Wilson for the division. Russell Wilson for the division. Like, this is a guy that was benched last year, even though I don't think he should have been. I don't understand. Like, I get Lamar's stats are there, but bro, you have everything in front of you, and you're still struggling to win the division. I don't know. I don't agree with it.
Let's compare the divisions real quick if we want to bring that up.
Uh-huh.
Josh Allen plays in the AFC East with the Jets.
Uh-huh.
Nothing needs to be said. The Dolphins, who missed Tua for 6-7 weeks, and he hasn't even been the same since, and they still might make it, whatever. And the Patriots, who are like the worst team in the league. That's Josh Allen's division. Lamar,
the Patriots. Sorry to cut you off real quick. The Patriots, who he struggled with,
he did
recently. Like,
it was a really weird game. Yeah, he did.
That good of a
And I
game?
think yes, he did.
He didn't struggle. He just had nothing to play for.
Okay,
Well,
that
no, he
doesn't-
didn't
like,
play
you
well.
could just
Tell-
mail it in.
bro,
or
He didn't
what?
play well.
That you can tell they weren't playing the game the way. Like, bro, they put up 40 against you guys, then they came out and couldn't score. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
it
man.
was weird.
Like, context matters.
Yeah, exactly. It matters.
was weird.
Why are you
Yeah.
struggling with the New England Patriots, who have the number 1
Because
pick in the draft right now, currently?
Because they don't care.
Well, that's a problem for me. Like,
What do you mean? Like, they did their job.
okay, well, they almost lost to the Patriots. Ryan, continue with your.
No, I was just going
Go
to say,
ahead,
when
Ryan.
you compare the division, and go to the AFC South, where the Bengals are still a good team who's just
They
lost
have the
games.
worst defense, one of the worst
And
defenses
that's
in NFL
totally
history.
fine, but they're still a
AFC
good
North,
team.
AFC North.
And the Steelers, who are always in the mix, have a good defense, have played well enough on offense, even with Russell Wilson. And the Browns, who are the Browns. Like, nothing needs to be said there either. So, when you're comparing divisions, if you want to bring that up and why Lamar is still having a hard time, his division's 10 times more competitive because there's actually another threat in that division.
I don't
If
agree.
Miami's your biggest threat in the AFC East, you got the division.
I think Miami's better than Pittsburgh when fully healthy.
Oh, come on.
I do.
No,
and I
they're
hate
not.
Miami.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're not.
Okay.
They're just not.
I
Tyreek Hill
don't
hasn't been the same this year.
I don't understand how Lamar gets rewarded for not locking anything up, and he has to play this week.
Okay, so now we get into the argument of wins, right? And
correct.
Yeah, okay, fine. And if that's gonna put Josh Allen over the top ultimately, then so be it. But I also think he just has a way easier division.
And then go look at the wins. Who has Josh Allen beat and who has Lamar beat this year? Just go look at them. We can start. Didn't Buffalo beat KC? Is that KC's one loss?
I don't know.
Or am I mistaken?
Yes.
Okay. So right there, that says it all. In Lamar's game against Pittsburgh, literally against Pittsburgh, they couldn't move the ball. Pittsburgh, yeah, that was the game that Pittsburgh didn't.
No. He put up 34 on the Steelers 2 weeks ago.
He balled out. And on top of that, let's just talk about the head-to-head against Lamar and Josh Allen and how'd that go. How'd that go?
Lamar smoked him. 35-10. I have pulled up.
Smoked him.
So here, the Ravens have just lost weird games this year. They lost to the Raiders. They lost to the Chiefs. That's one. They lost to the Eagles. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at preseason. I'm sorry. And they lost to the Browns.
They lost to Pittsburgh too, and Pittsburgh didn't score a touchdown.
Right.
They had 6 field goals.
But they've also beat the Bengals. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Broncos. They blew out the Broncos actually.
Mm-hmm.
They blew out the Steelers 2 weeks ago. They lost to the Eagles. I don't know, bro. I think when it comes down to it, Lamar's had the better year, objectively, the numbers show it, and I think it's in a harder division too. So I think he gets credit for that, regardless of your weapons.
And correct me if I'm wrong, he can still win his division this week, correct?
Yeah, it should have taken this long.
It doesn't matter. He can still. It's a better division than the AFC East, bro. So regardless of how long it took, he's still playing for the division this year.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree that the AFC East and the AFC North are what are we saying? AFC North's not a better division than AFC East?
I think that Miami is just as good as Pittsburgh if Tua plays the whole year.
What?
And I don't think Miami's that good. I really don't.
Moran, just for the record, the AFC East is a better division than AFC North?
That's not what I'm saying.
That's kind of what you're saying, bro.
Bro, the second place team in the AFC North is the Steelers, correct?
Correct.
If Tua doesn't miss 5 games, I think they have the same record as the Steelers.
But that's one team. What about the Bengals when you compare them to
I don't care about
the
those
Jets?
teams, bro.
Well, the Jets and the Patriots are bottom 5 teams in the league in the same division that Josh Allen gets to go up against twice.
Literally. 4 wins.
Big deal.
Okay, if
that's
the
like having 2 Bears in the NFC North.
Okay, Ryan, if the Bengals don't make the playoffs this week, they're not in the playoffs, and neither are the Jets. Who cares? Oh, the Bengals scored a lot. Who gives a fuck?
Listen,
what's the big difference when you're talking about which division is better? The Bengals are clearly a better team.
Lamar played the Bengals defense. The Bengals defense is worse than any defense in the AFC East, including the Patriots. What are we doing?
Okay.
Well, because he's not just putting up 35 on the Bengals, though.
Okay. Well, he couldn't beat a team that kicked 6 field goals.
Come on. That's fine.
Yeah, that is fine.
That's fine.
And he
beat the team that you're talking about.
He did.
That beat the so great AFC East.
That's
Smoked
fine.
them.
Josh Allen doesn't have almost a damn near 2,000-yard running back.
Sorry.
Come on, bro.
But he has the league leader in touchdowns.
Hey, and by the way, James Cook is no slouch. By the way.
No, he's
not
very
a slouch.
good. Like
He's
I just
very
said,
good.
leads the league in
back.
rushing touchdowns this year.
Okay.
Yeah, had him on my fantasy team thing.
No, it is he's good. Khalil Shakir is good.
Who led the league in touchdowns last year?
Who did? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Who did it?
Thank you.
Who did it?
Was it Monty?
No.
It wasn't Monty. My initial thought, I want to say Monty, but I knew it wasn't. But
No, it's AFC East. We were just talking about the team.
who was it?
Miami's backup. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh,
Mostert?
Mostert?
Yeah. Okay.
Mostert?
So
Okay.
does that
doesn't mean anything?
Well, it did
Doesn't
because
mean
they had a good year last year, right? So
last
those
year.
touchdowns did matter.
A lot can change in a year.
What are you saying, fam? Like
All right.
it matters. Like